Alright guys, so I was sitting here editing this video and I kind of realized I didn't exactly explain each of my routines that I go through, so I wanted to sit down quickly and just like film this little overview. I kind of sat and wrote down what I do, each habit I carry every morning, and just like a little outline of each, just so that you guys understand why I'm doing what I'm doing and what it is exactly that I'm doing in my morning routine. So I'm just going to go over like each habit that I carry and kind of why I do each of them and what they bring to me. So the very first thing that I always do is I'm always rising with the sun. This has been a habit that I've carried for a pretty long time. I don't set alarms normally. Sometimes I do, just in case I need to like be somewhere. But I normally wake up anywhere between 5, 6, 7 a.m. And normally the sun is not quite up yet. It's just coming up, so it's usually dark outside when I wake up, and I really love doing this. I feel like in the morning during that time, like everyone always says, like the whole rest of the world is sleeping. It's so quiet. You feel like you have the world almost to yourself, and I love that feeling. I also have to get up extra early most of the time to make Damon his breakfast and lunch before he leaves for work, and that he leaves for work around 6 a.m. So I'm always up by then anyways, and I like having that little just me time to kind of vibe and do my own thing, whether it's cooking for him or doing my own things. Oh yeah, and I wrote down here that another good reason to wake up early and rise with the sun is because then you set with the sun as well. So you have early mornings and then you have early nights as well, which is just really great for your health in general. People who tend to sleep in a lot always usually tend to then stay up late that night. So best to rise with the sun and set with the sun. All right, next up is to take it slow and start with healing habits. So when you do wake up, you don't want to wake up with that feeling of rushing and running around, because that's just a hectic vibe to put yourself in. So setting yourself up to wake up early enough to have the extra, even if it's 10 minutes of just slow healing habits, is really crucial to most people, but nobody really does it, and I know it can be more difficult if you have very early mornings or you have to leave for work, but I would really highly suggest trying it out, giving it a go for a week or two. You do get used to it, and even like I said, if it's just an extra 10 minutes, you will feel a world's difference with that. So some of the habits that I carry in the morning are things like lighting candles or diffusing essential oils if you're into that, stretching, journaling, meditating. Just make sure the first few things that you do when you wake up are not jump out of bed and rush to get ready. Try to give yourself that time. It's time management, depending on your schedule, but give it a go. It's really great. Thinking back, I never used to care where my jewelry came from. I was always looking for cheap and fast. I got it all from the mall for as little money as possible. Then I would be so surprised when it broke or or it tarnished, hurt my skin, and I would just end up throwing it away. Little did I know these products were extremely unethical and were also hurting the environment. Now that I'm a little bit older, I realize that buying a handful of ethically made, eco-friendly jewelry pieces from a small business is far cheaper than if I were to buy 20 to 30 pieces of cheap jewelry that just end up breaking and then I have to rebuy them. And of course, it feels a whole lot better to know that I'm supporting a small business and supporting the environment. The pieces that I choose are always timeless, so I can wear them for years and years to come, and I never have to worry about them breaking down or falling apart. I recently invested in a few beautiful pieces from a company named Luisa. Luisa uses strong, recycled materials for their jewelry, which means that mining is cut entirely from the process, which is extremely beneficial for the environment. They make their jewelry affordable and they price them honestly because they believe in equality when it comes to ethically made items. So then I know you guys did see that I said I go back to bed. Now I go back to bed simply because that's a part of my routine. I usually wake up really, really early to make Damon his meals, and then I get back in bed and just wind down and do my own thing, whether that's reading, going back to sleep for an hour or two. And I get up at around 4:30 to do that for him on his work days. 4:30, 5 o'clock is usually the time that I get up. So that's not realistic for me usually to like stay up and start my day then. So I usually just get back in bed and, like I said, do something like read or listen to a podcast, listen to an ebook. I go back to sleep sometimes if I can. So usually what I do when I get up is I like to hydrate. I think it's a very common practice for most people is to wake up and hydrate because you have just spent 8+ hours not drinking anything. So it's beneficial to drink a glass of water. I usually like room temperature water, not ice cold, not hot, just room temperature water is best for my digestion. It gets things working in there, gets your digestion going, keeps you regular, all that good stuff. So try to drink a glass of water in the morning. So now the next thing that I do, I call it my mug time, but it's like your morning drink. It's like a ritualistic type of thing. I drink my Dandy blend every single morning and I've been doing it for years. And then for the past probably 2 years, I've been putting my Petal CBD into my Dandy, and it just is such a ritualistic, healing, medicinal type of thing for me personally. It could be tea, it could be Dandy. I don't promote caffeine necessarily. Like most people wake up and they slurp down their cup of coffee while they're rushing to get ready. So this goes hand in hand with taking it slow, drinking something that's healthy for you, and just creating like a comforting ritual around your mug time. It's really special to me, and I think it would be really special to you too. So while you're holding your mug, you can set your intentions. You can just enjoy it as the comfortable mug of goodness that it is. There's all different things that you can do with it, but pick and choose, what you like. So next up is my gentle planning. So I know some people work well with a very regimented schedule each day, and they like to time it out with times and numbers and the certain amount of time that they're doing things. But for me personally, how I like to do my days is very gentle planning. So by this, I mean I make a list, and usually I include 3 bigs. So my 3 bigs are the 3 big things for the day that I want to get done. They don't necessarily have to be big things. It could be as simple as make sure I drop things off at the post office, or finish up a work project that needs to be done that I have a deadline for. Just the three main things that I want to accomplish for sure by the end of the day. And then I have a smaller list on the side of tiny things that I would like to get done, but don't necessarily need to get done that day. So that way I don't feel guilty if I have this list a mile long, because we all have 1,000 things that we could get done. So it's better just to pick and choose a few bigs and then have your other list be extras in case, you have time to accomplish more. So that way you feel good about yourself, that at least you got your 3 bigs done and maybe you got 2 or 3 of the smaller things done. Alright, so the next one is movement. For me, that could be anything from a few minutes of yoga, gentle stretching, a little mini workout, dancing to a few of my favorite songs, or like in this video, I went for a jog for 20 minutes. I jog for normally 15 to 30 minutes tops, and I jog, walk, enjoy myself. I don't take it too seriously. I don't take any fitness seriously. I just do it for fun and to make my body feel good. But I love it, and I think that's why I have stayed so active, is because I don't put those enormous pressures on myself. So starting your day off with a little bit of movement is just really great to get your heart pumping. It just gets that natural energy going rather than the stagnant energy of, like I said before, rushing around to get ready. You already just are absorbing so many hectic vibes. So starting with some movement at some point in your morning, whether that be first thing or later on in the morning, whenever's possible for you, and it can be as simple as some gentle stretches or breathing exercises. Just get your body moving and get things flowing. Alright, and last for me is usually after my fitness and after sweating and things like that is a shower. Taking a shower is the most refreshing feeling in the world. You might not necessarily need a shower that morning, but it could be also just washing your face and brushing your teeth and brushing your hair and things like that. It doesn't have to be necessarily taking a full-on shower. It kind of makes you feel complete and like you're ready to start the day. So again, whether that be just simply getting dressed and washing your face and brushing your teeth, or it is a full-on shower ritual, it's up to you.